Back from the Rose Anvil vaults, we're bringing back the Hika wallet. People have been begging us for years to bring this back, so now it's in all our veg tan leather and our core leathers, and completely redesigned from the wallet that I designed 10 years ago. So now all you gotta do is pinch and pull all your cards and cash out. While you still got room for your most used cards in the front and back. Check out the Hika below. This is a cool collaboration. Almost fell off my seat. And these are probably my favorite pants I've ever had in my entire life. Some Sashiko work pants from Grease Point Workwear, but unfortunately, look at all the fades, look how good these look at all that on the top. You know, I had them perfectly worn in. Look at the butt, look at all this. And I think I washed them in slightly warm water once, and then I also, but in preparation for potentially going on TV, I finally got myself a trainer, and she makes me do a lot more leg days than I ever have in my entire life. So my legs have gotten a little bit bigger and I outgrew them. And so I got a little restock of at least something similar. And in this inconspicuous gray box with all my information on it is one of the cooler collaborations we've done in a long time, because this brand inspired a lot of what we've done in the past from certain leathers. And they also have Gripfast, they also have Solovair, they've got, I think there's one other brand. Let me scroll down here and see. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's see what all their brands are. We got, where is it? They've got Gripfast, NPS, and Solovair. You know, just to kind of give you an idea of the difference, because we've actually cut a Gripfast that I brought in here. Oh, it's right here. As you can see right here, this is the Gripfast we cut in half. And some of the distinguishing features are that really gnarly welt, the screws in the sole, the big luggy sole, the double midsole, had a steel toe on it. And you can see right there, okay? They also, that's like your classic Gripfast boot. That's like the iconic Gripfast. Then you also have the NPS shoes, which I think are a little bit more upscale, a little bit classier. It won't click into it. That's cool. Is it broken? Or did I break it? Okay, whatever. But yeah, it's a little bit more of their traditional English style footwear, still made by the same company, so it probably still shares a lot of the values and construction methods and stuff, but it looks a little bit more true heritage made, actually. It wouldn't let me click on the whole NPS link. Solovair, that link's dead, by the way. Let's look at their heritage. See, here's their, oh yeah, so I think these are just a lot more heritage. They don't have the Solovair sole. If you don't know what Solovair stands for, I thought it was some fancy like French word or something, but it literally just means soul of air, and they just made it into a new word, which I think is pretty cool because it's like that bouncing sole that's been popular, but it looks like the NPS is a lot more traditionally made. That's cool. And this is important. We're going over who the NPS brand is because it's important to this unboxing, I swear, okay? Oh, it's not broken, I just need to push all. That's my fault. And then your Solovairs, I think is maybe their most known line, and they've got a lot of the classic style English punk shoes and boots. The really cool leathers, like the rub-off leather that inspired the blood core leather that we designed. Because this rub-off leather is literally rub-off. You know, even when it's manufactured, you can see that it's already rubbed off. And with the blood core leather, I like that concept, but I didn't want to make it so easy to rub off. I wanted you to have to earn it. You had to like scrape and scar through. You literally had to remove chunks to get to that red. Very reminiscent of literally when you remove chunks of your skin, you bleed. And so, you know, a big inspiration for this whole collaboration. But you know, that's like a super lug sole version. But your classic Solovairs are this kind of style. You know, your classic punk style. Maybe, if it'll scroll. Okay, I'm trying to get you a full shot. You know, this sole actually right here, because I have the sole. Man, I'm off on my pedals today, sorry, editor. So let's see what their 140 years of history. I can't read that small. From small beginnings to the present day, NPS Shoes has lived a product defining history. We're proud of our heritage now. Over a century of experience in a factory surrounding has shaped our outlook, processes, and work ethic to make us a great example of British craftsmanship. The origins were the county of Northamptonshire, England. I don't ever know how to say it. England has a long history of shoemaking dating back to the 13th century. Originally, this was due to the plentiful supply of oak bark and its proximity to water, abundant supply of materials, leather, and other local cattle markets, and its central location in the country for trading links. Until the later part of the 19th century, shoes and boots were normally made in homes by individual shoemakers who were paid only for the work they had ready when the collector came with his barrow to the door. I don't know what that word is. Remuneration? I gotta look it up. What the hell is this word? It's so small, I can't hardly read. We gotta have the pronunciation.
Remuneration.
Remuneration, okay, I've heard that word. Is the total compensation an individual receives in exchange for their work or service. Hey, sometimes big words are hard. And this next little section is pretty cool because it's where the name NPS comes from. They say the Duffers, in an attempt to impose some regularity to their income, 5 men living in the village of Wollaston banded together to form a cooperative called Northamptonshire Productive Society, NPS, known locally as the Duffers. Their premises was a Dove House in Thrift Street. Luck was with them from the outset as they managed to secure an order of army boots from the government, an order which would sustain them for the first year. And we'll save the rest of the history for the full-length video, because it's really cool history. So that's kind of your prelude to what this product is and why we're designing it certain ways and how we're not, because every time we do a collaboration, there's so many other people in various industries and in the footwear industry that just slap their name on anything and everything and try to just make a buck. We do the opposite. We take everything to the most extreme. We just launched the Bear Slayers, some of the most ridiculous boots ever. And that's what we're trying to do with that box. But this, let's get into my grease points. Because these have been sitting on my shelf for a couple days and I've been wanting to break them out. Getting the live wire out. It's a Blade HQ exclusive. I'm gonna try not to cut into my brand new pants. And Grease Point Workwear I really like because they're a really small brand. They use really unique materials and they fit me more than anything. I have a really hard time finding pants that fit me because I'm 6'4" with a small waist and long legs. And so, even like Naked and Famous, I have to play with the sizing to try to get it right. A lot of the other brands I can't really wear, but Grease Point fits me well. A couple, I really like their logo. A couple stickers. Hand package. I just clicked the keyboard. Hope I didn't stop anything. Okay. That's a nice feel. Thank you, Weston. Okay, we recommend a wash before wearing these pants for best experience. The legs will slim up a bit, they will soften a lot, and it will remove any excess indigo dye and scratch from the mill. Sincerely, Grease Point Workwear. So maybe that's where I went wrong with my pair. Maybe I should have sized up. These are literally my favorite pants I've ever owned in my entire freaking life. You can see Toaster got a hold of them. He's always ripping the Sashiko away, but oh well. So, let's see what we got. I like that logo, that's fun. Woo! Now look at the difference. This pair started off this color. And that's why it's such a bummer that I can't wear these. And they're not even close. I can't even hardly button them up anymore. They're like skinny jeans now. So that's why I'm so bummed that I couldn't wear these anymore, because it takes a long time and a lot of wears to get them to look like that. And that's why they look so cool, because you can't buy this kind of fade. This is why all the Indigo bros and the denim bros that's what they love. And so let's check these out. I love their packaging too. Easy pants, large, Indigo Sashiko. 12 ounce. I think Sashiko is another word for repairing denim too. So, I don't know. Okay, so the thing I love, it's got these big open pockets that are on the outside instead of being sewn to the inside. They've got some the double knee just around the knee. Let's see what the butt looks like. A couple pockets on the butt. And it looks like the weave, like the extra Sashiko weave is different. This original one is way chunkier, but that might just because of how it was worn. But I'm pretty sure the Easy Pants are a thinner Sashiko, or at least like a tighter weave. So we'll try these on when I get the boots unboxed. Give you a little fashion show. I hope they're long enough. They usually are, because I think they cut them at 36 length. Okay, the moment of truth. These also have been sitting on the shelf for a couple days, and it's been driving me nuts not being able to unbox them. What do you think of that unboxing? That was an attempt to hide all this so the editor doesn't have to hide all of it, but that clearly didn't work. Okay, it's my worst unboxing to date. Okay. That's gonna be a good one. I'm surprised it's such a small box. And Solovair was one of the very first brands we worked with too. They sent us a free pair of boots, but we never actually worked with them as like a sponsor or as a collaboration. We started chatting with them like 5 years ago. So this is like 5 years of research on the channel, 2 years of developing the blood core leather and based off of their leather. So this is a really cool one for me. So now, let's see what we got. Nice kilties, very nice. Nothing crazy yet. Nice little key fobs. I like it. Oh, I think is this the rub-off leather? I don't think it is. 3 keychains. And, ooh, look at that. Yes. Blood core, Gripfast Solovair boots. Yes. Okay, but that's not it. That's not the only thing. Because first of all, just look at it. This is basically like the beefier, more substantial, higher end leather version of what they've been doing for a lot of years. Because this is our blood core leather. And so it's really cool to be able to collaborate with one of the brands that inspired this leather. Because there's a few brands in England that use a similar rub-off leather, but Solovair is definitely one of the more known ones. This looks so sick. Plus, you might notice a big luggy sole. Because I love the Solovairs. I like how they're built, I like everything about them. But this sole, I like luggy soles. I like aggressive soles. I like the extra wear, I like the extra grip, I like the versatility of it. These are good for casual wear, but for a collaboration, I was like, we gotta do the big, chunky, luggy sole that you guys have. Okay? And I'm curious what last this is on, too, because this is only the first prototype. Okay? But what else do we have on the inside? This is gonna be the cool part, because for years, the #1 complaint I've had of this style of boot is they're so close to being like the exact quality I want, but to get them to a certain price point, they use materials on the inside, like fiberboard, which is the industry standard for these price points. They use this, I think it's a infused wool filler. And when we were chatting with Solovair, I was like, is there any way that we could please do like a leather insole? I know it's gonna be a pain in the butt. I know this, and they're just like, no, we can do it. I was like, okay, we can do it. And so on the inside here, you can see that, let me get the angle right. Where's the light? Where is it? First of all, check that out. Are you kidding me? Rose Anvil Solovair logos. Let me zoom in a little bit. But more importantly, you might just have to trust me on this because I literally can't get it in the light. Right there, you can kind of see it. Right. That is a leather insole. And that is something that I've never seen any of these brands do. And they were so willing and accommodating to do it. I'm like, that was like the one thing I was like, we might have to like really push for this and really get them to commit to it. But they're like, yeah, we could do that. So a Solovair with a leather insole with the luggy sole in the blood core that was inspired by that rub-off leather. This collaboration is gonna be so sick. So, what else is changing about it? Well, one thing that I think we missed on this prototype was another thing I begged them for was, I was like, can we please do a leather heel counter too? Because the Gripfast just have the leather, which I think it would also work. You know, if we can't do a leather counter, I think doing just a leather heel counter would do the same, or just the leather quarters as the heel counter would do the same thing. But the Solovairs have this synthetic counter, and we asked them to put have the counter on this prototype to be leather, but maybe they couldn't do it, maybe there was miscommunication somewhere. So hopefully we can get them to do that out of leather. And so, you know, this is still early prototype, so I haven't worn them, I haven't really experienced them. I'm not even sure what last this is on, because this is a really sprung last. I think it's probably more sprung than the Solovair last, so we can play with the last, we can play with various elements of it. So this is just early prototypes. So I'm gonna send this out early so that you guys can give us some feedback. because this is a really sweet collaboration. This is one for the history books. And it's not just us slapping our name on an existing thing. We're not just using our blood core leather, but we're evolving the idea for this collaboration, which is like what I love doing. You know, I love pushing these brands. I like making more extreme versions, more high quality versions, and it's a dream come true. So let me know what you guys think. What should we change? We got some options with, I think the last is probably an option that we can play with. The outsole is still an option, but I love this sluggy outsole. The patterning is probably up for options, you know, do like counter. We can do like the Solovair way like it is now. Height is even an option. I really like this height though. This is like a nice like 7-inch height, or 8-inch, is it 7-inch or 8-inch? I think they would call that 7-inch. So let me know what you guys think. Now I'm gonna try them on. I gotta put my pants on first though. It's getting hot in this room too. Didn't turn the ACs on. Cause I'm sweating already. Mom spaghetti. Oh yeah, these are much bigger. These I will not have the problem of them shrinking too small, I hope. Let's pray. Ooh, and they're super long, okay. I think we're in the safety zone. Oh, Nikki Lou can't see anything. Look at these. The only thing I wish these had is I don't mind these little like cinch belts. But I just want to put, oh can you? Dang it, I wish they still had options for belt loops, because I still want to wear belts from time to time. Yeah, those are nice. Okay, so like pretty baggy. Let me stand up on this and risk my life for this shot. A rolly chair. Yeah, double knee, look how baggy they are. Super comfy. Yes. Okay, now let's try the boots on before I get too excited and start sweating more. One thing that I think we could do is, we haven't even teased this yet, but we got a product coming out pretty soon called long haul laces. And so I think we're gonna have to throw some long haul laces in these, because I'll give you a little sneak preview of it while I'm lacing these up. I don't mind round laces, but I think they look kind of ugly. I don't mind round laces, but they come untied and they're really stretchy. And so we literally have been developing not even a lace. We basically took the same pattern, the same design that is used on tie down straps for like big semis, for your trailer, and we just made it the size of a shoelace. And so we're calling them big rig laces. And so they'll stay a lot tighter, they'll grip a lot more, they won't stretch as much, they're not as ugly as big. These are fine, right? But like the flat laces just look so cool. So be on the lookout for those, because those drop as soon as we get them done, because they turn out so sick. And I think you guys are gonna eat them up. Just the lack of stretch alone is a game changer. Okay, self-promotion done. Let's try them on. Let me see if I can do this without ruining everything. Screwing up my setup. We're working on a new setup, okay? This is the best you got. What am I in? Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks. Okay, first try. Should I do it up here? Oh, it's a little too much foot action to be honest though. Okay. This is the best I got for you guys, okay? It's something. Size 9, UK 9, which is US 10. And that is about right. Yes. Dang, look at these. What the heck? Those are so sick. Because that's the #1 complaint people have had with this style of boot, is like, they're nice, they're cool, they're quality. Quality to an extent, they're not, but they're not like that true, almost like Red Wing, old school heritage quality. But these materials, is what's gonna bridge that gap, hopefully. Because just look at these. I mean, oh, I'm trying to shut my computer off mid recording. Gotta be a little more careful. Look at that, are you kidding me? Those look so sick. I'm trying to get you a shot somewhere, okay? What? Nike socks, that's another product I'm working on actually. I love these Nike socks, but they're just cotton and I hate this freaking Nike logo on everything. Not solely because we talk trash about Nike. Dang! Okay. So now I'm gonna wear these. So give me your guys' opinion. The one thing I'm curious about is like your guys' thoughts on the last. Do we do this really sprung last? See how much that toe is sprung up? Or do we do more of the Solovair last? And just give me your opinions on everything, because I want your guys' input on this, because this is a really cool collaboration. This is a bigger brand, and And it ties so perfectly into like the first batch of videos we did. And really what put us on the map was reviewing this style of footwear. So to come full circle and try to improve this to my dream standards, literally a dream come true. So give me your input, because I want these to be the most perfect version of this collaboration. So I want your guys' thoughts, and thank you guys. Huge shout out to Solovair, shout out to Seidel for this leather. And what else? Oh, and Grease Point Workwear. Check these out. And I'll keep you updated on the wear of these, because that was one of the more devastating things that's ever happened with my clothing collection, was growing out of my original Grease Points. So that's it. Thank you guys. Give me your thoughts below. See ya.